Namaskar. Welcome to Destiny with Divya. I'm Ashok Vyas. In this show, we talk about how you can convert challenges to opportunities. How can cosmos work with you in helping you to manifest abundance in your life as well as have harmony in your relationships. When we hear about all these things, there is someone who, let us say, offers that he or she could be of help in this direction for us, we are most of the time skeptical. We think that no, it's not possible. Now, how the founder of Soulful Living, Divya Madan, who also comes with computer science background, has experience of having served as vice president in the corporate world, how she deals with this sense of skepticism, with most of us are likely to have. I'll ask her, but first let me have the pleasure of welcoming her. Namaste Divya ji, स्वागत है आपका.
Namaskar.
So Divya ji, I was talking to my viewers, and changing our destiny is the desire. If we are not happy with our current set of equilibrium of situations, then we want it to change. But we think that I know everything. My situation, who know better than me, is the recurring thought process which most of the people have. How do you deal with this sort of a mindset?
I get this all the time. That you know what? My husband is so bad. He does this, he does that, or my financial, whatever I do, my manager doesn't like me. I am a very good worker, but they hate me. And like all kinds of situations, like whatever I do, my money is like I have like it just goes through me. So whenever people come to me and they say, I don't think anything can be done, but my mom said I should come to you, or my brother said I should come to you, or my uncle said, like somebody they really trust. And if they have told me to come to you, I had to take it. Okay? And most of the time, like the people around me is from referral. And I consider myself being successful in doing it, because if you go and tell your son to take sessions with me, that is where I win. Somebody who's so important in your life and you really want them to be helped, you took help out of like somebody told you to take help and you trusted them, or you thought like maybe I know that cosmic healing does play a role. I was skeptical, but still I tried her and I got help. And you go and tell to other people, and to the closest, like someone who's dear to you, I take them with very great respect, very great care, that yes, dear, accept it. Yes, there's a problem in life. We cannot change anything until we accept it, that yes, there's something going wrong in my life and I want to change it. I'm not comfortable in this situation. The moment you decide it and you come to me, I help you to really untie it, like just open the knots that you have and why you're having the knots. And many a times they feel that the dialogues which was exchanged, it was from their past relationship where they were severely hurt. Maybe this boyfriend hurt her so much, and maybe the husband has said the similar thing, or she found the same pattern and she got like again very hurt. And for me, it was not that I was not carrying any pattern. But when you start when you start thinking that I want to have 100% life, I need to have like 10 on 10 on my relationship, abundance, finances, you know, like, and the moment you think that you are 10 on 10, a test will come. The test is about, it's journey of soul. Why I call it soulful living? Because we are in a journey. See, I did very well in elementary school. Now I have to go to middle school. The transition time will come, right? When I will not feel comfortable. It's altogether different school, different way, different timing, different teachers, different way of teaching. It's not that how it was in elementary school. We used to play most of the time. Now it is most of the homework time. Similarly, when I'm like comfortable with middle school, I have to go to high school. Again, there's a little transition. University, another transition. So the thing when we are like shattered, that's the transition time. And if we envision that and we understand that yes, it's a transition time, that will pass. if
Okay,
we
so let me interrupt you, because you have a lot of good things that you are sharing, but I just wanted to connect with someone who finds it difficult to live with her husband or with his wife. Now they feel that we were good for some time, but now whatever I say, she misinterprets it, or whatever she says, he is not understanding in the right spirit. So they are in that zone and they are thinking whether we should continue to be together or not. And some of their friends suggest, one of them, that why don't you approach Divya Madan, and she has this soulful living, and she has helped people, so maybe there is something. Now, both of them don't have high hopes of reaching to any harmonious resolution in the kind of disagreements that they have. So when they narrate their story, they'll come with, it will not happen, he or she won't understand. So how do you respond? Like, do you have hope and sense of optimism for all the situations, and how, especially in relationships, you have helped?
First of all, it's a very common thing, very common theme amongst like most of the couples, that after certain period of time, they start not resonating in the same way, like same frequency. So what happens is, like, when you get married, you resonate on certain things. None of us can resonate on every aspect of each other's life, right? Some people do resonate more than others, but still, like, we all have more aspects to our lives. It's just that you did not see that aspect of that person's life. And when you are married to them, initially when you were meeting or dating, you were only seeing certain aspects which you liked, and you decided to get married, and you thought it would be like more of that euphoria all over the period. But once you enter the marriage, now it is like you have to spend, like, not at that time you were meeting like once in a week. Now you are there for like 8 hours practically, like 16 hours practically, 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the evening, and then you sleep. So it's like 16 hours practically in each other's aura. And now you start seeing other aspects of other people's life. And like, oh, I hate this. I do not like this. I do not like this. She's this, she's that. I do not love her anymore, or I don't love him anymore. He comes back every night, like he drinks. He parties. And I'm not a party person. And now we start trying to change other person. So yes, there's lots of hope and optimism in any relationship. This is not couple. It's like children and parent. Everywhere there's a hope if we come and talk that from where it's coming from, we understand.
Okay, so when you say talking to you or talking to each other?
No, you first, like how I approach this, like when people come to me, I first talk to the wife, I talk to the husband, and I talk to them about the same situation for which they both have different versions. And when they are like first sitting, is at times it's like blast. They blast each other with like whatever intensity they have. But once I start talking and start showing them where they're going wrong, it is very simple thing. So the first episode that we talked about I am having pain here, Dad, how do I write my exam? It's like small splinter, like it's broken here, and it's like it's hurting me, versus a person who's have all his 25 bones broken. So we can see the small things in the light, and when I throw the light on them, and they're like, really, what am I doing? And the understanding, as soon as the understanding dawns, the awareness dawns, oh, I do this, or I say this, over the period of time, see, we all are growing between like.
Okay, so here is the interruption. Just to clarify, what you just described is exactly what a psychiatrist is probably doing when he's consulting. So the counseling which one would get from a psychiatrist, and when they are consulting with holistic health and life coach expert Divya Madan, what is the basic difference, if you want to help us understand?
So as I tell you, I get guidance, right? I see many of the lives that why this is happening. And I can give you an example, like it happens many a times that somebody wanted to marry someone and they could not. They were deeply in love or whatever, but circumstances were something like they sacrificed. Maybe the younger sister also loved that same guy and they got married or something like that. Now that life has passed, but your energy is stuck there. You still wanted that person. That now that person is not available because we have so many things that to be tackled care. So whatever is priority. So maybe in this life, again, being these two people together is not a priority. So again, something happened. Now the thing is that you need to understand how to resolve it. Like the craving and aversion are the two things which actually drives the whole universe. Craving and aversions causes greed, causes fear, causes helplessness, causes insecurity, causes jealousy. All these things has the root in that craving. If we understand how to tackle that craving, if the craving is as simple as I want to eat a chocolate, you should eat it, experience it and let it go, right? But the craving is I want to marry that person who is already married to somebody else and he's having a happy life and that person is also interested in you. Then what do you do with that craving? And I have so many things to say about this, but it is not for that I can divulge every single aspect of these things. But there are such many people, and it is just like coming from, not from these lives, it's just like the perception mind, which perceives things differently. So if I see a sun outside, it's sunny today, one person is like, oh my God, it's going to be hot. Other person is, wow, it's so beautiful. So it is that perception. It's the same situation with different reaction. Until and unless we learn how to make peace. First, they need to understand there was a craving. Sometimes they don't even know there was a craving. So when they're fighting like cats and dogs, it's actually these people were married out of like compulsion, even in this life. So situations will come in front of you if you don't pay attention, if you're not being honest to yourself. Like I have many like examples like that they were like the talk of marriage was on and girl was definitely feeling that I do not should get married. The boy was like, I want to get married, and the girl did not have the courage to say no. And still, like after being in the marriage for 10 years, they're still fighting. And now the guy is like, oh, I should not have. So one person had craving, the other person has aversion because of whatever issues or whatever fear she might have, or whatever kind of person she had imagined in her mind that she wants to know.
Divya, let's talk about another interconnected aspect of life, and you have worked with people on different levels. So if you are not happy with the person that you are living with, or for that matter there is any kind of entanglement of unpleasant kind in any relationship, then does it affect someone's health also? And is health related to harmony in relationship in some way which is not easily understood?
I can come back to the same point that physical health, emotional health, intellectual health and spiritual health are all interrelated. If you do not understand the spirituality, whenever you will hit with health issue, you would not know what to do with it. Similarly, if you do not understand the universal laws, you get hit with financial problems or you get hit with the emotional issue. You do not know how to deal with it. There will be blockages coming into your life in order for you to learn your lessons. But there are people who just get so absorbed into the problem they do not know that there is a solution out there, and they do not seek it. And if they seek it, probably they don't know like whom to seek. Okay, I can go to Divya Madan, but does she charges money for that? I already don't have money and she's charging money. It doesn't work, right? But the thing is that people who have started working with me, they had enough money to pay me. So whatever we did, it worked. It did work. So maybe after 2 sessions, they were paying me in full. I worked with people with cancer. No money, no job, no health insurance. He just dropped his insurance a week before he was diagnosed with cancer because he was not having any problems. So he was like, why am I paying health insurance? And suddenly he found out a week later when he dropped it, he did not have a job. So, okay, let me save here. and next week he found out he had a cancer in stomach. At this point of time, that person is doing very well. Yes, he was under treatment. His insurance was, luckily we started working. I do not know, it was divine intervention, it was coincidence, but yes, his insurance did not reach, like when he dropped it, somehow it did not reach to them, so it did not got cancelled. In his mind he had cancelled it, but it did not get cancelled. And yes, I kept working with him, and still till date he is still with me, and he has improved a lot. He has a full-time job, he's earning pretty well, and lots of things are happening around him, and he really recommended me to so many people, because so everything is interconnected. And these interventions, when this happens in your life, we need to see what opportunity it is bringing for me. And some people are callous, like they come to me in 3 weeks, they feel better, they decide not to continue. Now they start getting stingy. But people who understand that if they spend this much money here, we went to school to study, right? But now we are in life school, and that's where the life coaches come in.
So talking to life coach Divya Madanji, and knowing a little bit from her about her guidance. When I say guidance, this is something which is difficult to articulate in terms of a tangible way, but probably it has something to do with meditation or grace. And if I bring our conversation to another sphere which relates to career and relationship both, but it is in the realm of politics. So there are different political candidates, and if there was a leader who would seek your help, would you be willing to guide them? And I mean, what would be your way of evaluating who to help, and how you sort of determine whether I would be able to help him, her in this situation? And I'm talking about political candidates purely at the moment.
I would again say that if somebody is seeking help, yes, I do depend on guidance. I believe in the force out there, and they tell me what I need to do. So this is something called, you are taking me to the realm which is called self-actualized leadership. And it's a whole together subject area, that how we can help executives who do not believe in spirituality, do not believe in anything, but how they can be a better leader. Yes, they can be helped.
No,
yes, if I can be able to help them or not, I completely depend upon the guidance, that yes, this is what this is about. Sometimes I'm being told, stay away. So what I feel is, like, whatever you're ready for, those kind of things will happen to you. I'm in a realm that is not at the physical level. I'm a student of science. I understand what dilemmas people will have. Like, logically, it is very hard to explain. Even for me, it took me years to completely have faith that this is working, this is what it is, this is something beyond. And we need to, I'm like, basically, if you go to my WhatsApp, it's like exploring science beyond science. It is also a science, right? And I cannot be master of all the subjects. So maybe somebody coming to me has a subject which I do not understand very well, and I'm told, stay away, you do not have to. But with all the experiences I have, like, I get people with more and more complex situations, and I am able to work it out. So I just feel that universe is very kind, and it's kind on everyone. It's not that it's kind on me. It's just I have realized that it's a kind organization which really wants every of their employees to grow. So I just look at in that way, that I feel that everything which came in my life was a blessing.
Okay, when you named your organization Soulful Living, what was the thought process behind it, and how has been your journey with Soulful Living in the last decade or so?
Soulful Living just started 2 years ago. I was still in corporate career till 2016, and like since 2015 I was contemplating that this is the life I do not want. I want a life, and I had a vision that what kind of life I want. It was not that I just acted out of like got up one day and like, I don't want to do this. No, it did not happen. I had been working on people for almost like more than a decade, right? And I have seen that people are getting help. Like I was working in the morning while I was driving to work, I was helping people. In the lunch, I was praying for people. I got the message that yes, this person was in operation theater. I get a call, oh, you know, he's getting surgery. Can you help? I just pray, whatever I do. And in the evening, I get a call. You know what? He did not get operated. Doctor said he was fine. So I got convinced. I was convinced to the point that I had to nail it. That yes, I have been given something and I'm so humbled that I need to share it. I cannot keep it in my cupboard that yes, I have this and I just work on myself and work on my family and just flourish. This has to be passed on. What I have in my hand, I want to pass on.
Yeah. So the way now I put it in the context of the terms that I know, and one I say term, but it is reference, we say God. So when you say guidance, I have guidance, it is probably you are becoming a medium of the God. That is one way. There are some siddhis that we hear about, so it's God, and yet, I don't know, there might be different layers of energy manifestation. So there is something that you feel you are aligned with and it guides you. I'm just making pure guesswork with due respect to the guidance that you are receiving from. Now, the question is, this guidance would also guide you who to help and how to help, etc. Then where do you get these sense of assurance of saying what you are saying? So maybe you are completely in tune to this guidance, or probably you understand what I'm trying to ask you. So your confidence that you would be an effective medium to heal or to help, it is based on something that you cannot hold on to. Am I making any sense?
You can just elaborate it more. That would be helpful. That yes, I feel that confidence I have is, you know, like if you are a singer, you started practicing when you were age of 4. By the time you are like 24, you are like, you know the nuances of that singing, right? Or whatever thing you are doing, if you are doing it on a regular basis, even like the work you are doing, you know the nuances of this which I am not aware of. Similarly, the thing that I have practiced for the last 18 years on a regular basis, I did not had it from birth. I have acquired it by practicing it on a regular basis. So some nuances I know. And when I'm talking, I have that confidence that whatever is being passed on, being a medium, I again call myself medium. I am just the path. Your God or your destiny is guiding you to come to me in order for you to get help. And that is how I am just moving forward. I don't care what religion you belong to or what ethnicity you belong to. For me, all of us here is a soul, and everyone here has a purpose. So there's no one upmanship that I am close to God or you're not close to God. Everyone is close to his heart. And I do not trying to say that I am a messenger of God or I'm a medium of God. It's just God has given me this job versus he has given you this job versus somebody else is given some other job. That's all I feel that we all have to aspire for. I have just tuned myself to something like anybody else tuned themselves to something else.
So let me, talking about my job, try and understand even in more clear and simple terms as to some of our viewers, they hear you, they are impressed. And they feel there is something that I cannot exactly understand, but this is positive and there is a potential that I could be helped by Soulful Living LLC founder Divya Madan, and each one has n number of problems in their lives, and based on where their parameters are, they will have something where they feel connecting with you might be helpful. Call it manifesting abundance, call it having better harmony. So what is it that you feel triggers generally people in reaching out to you, apart from health issues, the other issues?
The most people reach out to me is that, like what my friend said once, that if when nothing works for me, I get to you. So it was too profound for me that somebody put so much faith that they tried everything, nothing worked, and they came to me. And those things humbles me. And yes, the trigger is like, like everybody, whenever you have an issue, where do you go to? Like a health problem, you go to the doctor right away, which is fine. I really completely agree with it, you should. But if you are getting it recurringly, then there's more to it. Okay, so now you go and seek a holistic healer. Oh, you get a cold all the time? I'll give you these herbs. You feel better. But again, if you have, still it is persisting, then there's more to it. And that's where I come in. If it is like low hanging fruit, yes, it has been taken care of, this level, that level, that level. But if it is like, if it is not taken care of any of these levels, then people like me, and I don't say that I'm the unique or I'm the only one, there should be many, many more like me, come in picture, who come back and say, you know what, you need to deal with your immunity, and your immunity is because of, say for example, that stress. That stress is because you are not able to express yourself enough. And how do you help yourself with expression? That is where I give them the exercises to do. The exercises could be in the form of meditation, it could be form of aromatherapy, it could be in the form of mantra, it could be anything. So my prescription would be in so many different ways, and they get healed. So that is where my job comes from. Yes, please go to the doctor, please go to the holistic healers. If nothing works, then seek me.
But I would say that don't wait where nothing works. Even if things are working and you want them to work in a more efficient manner, or you want to speed up the process of manifesting abundance, I think it is worth giving it a try to seek help or guidance from life coach and holistic health expert Divya Madanji. And we also see 3 packets near you: detox pink tea, detox green tea, detox powder. What is that? You want to share something about it?
Okay, so generally, like I also help people do cleanse. Like my whole focus is on happiness and health for all, right? And I know that increasing vibrations is very important, and these herbs are like cleansing herbs. So I do not give like exact, like these are like the general, like people who are like mostly like Vata and Kapha persona, they can just have it right away. For Pitta persona, I generally change the configuration of some of these herbs. And these are like the basic things that I get started with, that you start cleansing yourself. So many people, like just by taking these herbs, could get rid of like their anxiety and depression issues. They could get rid of their medications on depressions. And recently I was working with somebody who's like, you will not believe, I was taking the depression medication for so long. I have stopped it completely. I'm just taking these 3. So this pink tea has like mostly like the ingredients here is like, you will be surprised that is chamomile, hibiscus, lavender, rose, cardamom, licorice, and dandelion root. So all these herbs have calming effect on your system. Helps you sleep better, cleanse you better. No side effects. They are all made up of organic materials. These are all organic herbs. These are like detox green tea plus. So this is just not green tea, but I also add in it papaya leaf, tulsi, lemon balm, St. John wort, and moringa. So this is again like antioxidant, antibacterial. So it's like a very good source of antioxidant. So 1 cup of this and 1 cup of this. This is detox powder. So detox powder is basically like, again, it's again for cleanse. So it's a hawthorn berry, which helps heart health. Gymnema, like pancreas. Indian gooseberry, avla, which is vitamin C, increases immunity. Beetroot powder, ashwagandha, spirulina, blue-green algae, and some super greens. So it is like combination of Ayurveda as well as the herbs that you get in American and Latin market. So I studied all of these herbs and made a combination which is, even if you're not having any issues in your life, if you have them on a regular basis, you will be, it's like prevention is better than cure.
So Divya, moving towards the concluding part of our conversation in 2 lines, if you were to share the mantra for a successful or fulfilling life, what 2 quotes you can pick from all that you have learned?
Belief, faith. Do not have it replaced with fear ever. Do not do anything out of fear or greed. Only do anything, whatever you do it out of love. If you feel you're doing it out of greed or fear, it's not gonna last.
Wonderful, that's beautiful. Do not do anything out of fear or greed, do everything with love, and that is where the name Soulful Living becomes meaningful, or rather becomes more meaningful. We thank Holistic Health and Life Coach Divya Madanji for joining us and enlightening us on various issues, whether this or that issue prevents you from converting the challenges that you have and making them opportunity. There are some perhaps blockages that you can seek her help to remove, and we'll have more sessions with her. Thank you very much, Divya, for joining us today. Namaste. With lots of good wishes and thanks to her, as well as thanking all of you for being a part of Destiny with Divya show. This is Ashok Vyas.